Hi, Internet viewers. Frank Rauscher again. We are marching on with the mouse. And for those who are following me, we marked this out on both sides. And I hope everybody got all that. Oh, this is the one that I took the material out. This is the one we really have. I eliminated that extra material for you. So anybody that needs any of these can get them from me. I do have kits available, as well as other birds and what have you, and animals. And if you need any of it, please write to me through my email. And it's Rauscher, Rauscher, Frank, Frank, 7@gmail.com. And I will send you a catalog, and you can see what I have available. And if you're interested, you can follow along with my videos, or if there's something you may need, bits or, you name it, I got it in there. And if you don't see it, ask me anyway, because if I don't have it, I can give you the sources where to go and get it, okay? And I think I could direct you in good directions so that you can do that. Today, we're going to start really undercutting a lot of the markings we have here, and I'll show you how to do that. And just remember, we're going to do this guy here, which is, he's already painted and everything else, but I'll show you how to bring out everything on the body here. And then down the road here, we should be able to get it where if you want to really go crazy, you can go into the detail of one, but you don't really need to. These are like a charming type item that you just hook on. Well, what they were originally is like hook onto a glass or something like that. And it's a nice talking piece or something like that to do. So just wanted to do a change of pace, and I hope you'll enjoy it. And it's something small, and I don't think it'll take us that long to do. I'm going to create this video to get you to shape it, okay? So that's the main idea. And I would also ask you, if you enjoy the videos that I've been providing you, if you would please subscribe to my channel, and if you would pass the word on to anybody that I'm out there, and if you have a friend that may be interested in wanting to start carving or something like that, I'd appreciate you passing my information on. It really helps in the logarithms of YouTube to get me to grow. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to show you all that I can, the bits that are needed and stuff like that. This isn't that crazy of a project like the birds or something like that. And as far as this one here, you don't even really have to burn it at all. You can just keep it what I call a smoothie, which is just shaped and then painted. And I'll show you how to do that. And that's cute all by itself, So you know me, if you give me 5 minutes, I'll try to put more detail on things that I don't need, which is what I did in the other mouse. Okay, I was going to say bird, but I hope you enjoy this one. And if you could, again, pass the word out, that'd be great. And if you need anything, definitely contact me. And even in the body of the description of this video is my email address if you need to get it from there too. And it lists the equipment you may need and things like that and so on, and what I use just to help you out. So I hope that's helpful to everybody. And we're going to move on, and we're going to see how far we get, because I want to see what we do on one side, we're really doing on the other side. And what I may do is do one side and then let you do the other, or maybe I may get in the middle of the second side just to help you out a little bit too. But at least if we get the one side going, you'll see how a lot of things go. But I'll definitely be right behind you here as far as getting all of this shaped up. Okay, so bear with me, and we'll get you going. Back again. Had a little difficulty. I don't know what happened to the handpiece. Just didn't want to work or something. Here's what I'm going to do. In this valley right in here, I'm going to try to lay this right in the middle here. Now here's what I was saying. See, that's taking a little bit longer, so let me show you a faster way. You can do it with the pear, but here's what you can also do. I'm taking out the collet that was in there. These take the 1/8 and 3/32. I'm going to get a hogging bit, which is 1/8 inch in diameter. Shaft, that is. And I'm going to come in, and when I run my machine, I run it full out, okay? So I just want you to know that it's not, it's variable speed. I can change the speed on it, but, excuse me, but when I'm hogging, I'm using, what's in it? Sorry. I got something in my throat here. When I'm hogging, I use full out, and most of the time when I'm grinding, I use full out speed, okay? Sorry about my throat here. With the hogging bit, I'm coming in, and I'm burying this down to that line we had set, which was 1/4 of an inch down from the top of the head. And we measured that before. So I'm trying to keep that shape. I'm just looking in and trying to get, it's helpful to see what I'm trying to do here. It's this little valley right in here, or between the ears, that we marked out. And I'm just about coming right up to the pencil line. We're about 1/4 of an inch down. And that's not bad. That's almost going straight through. Let me shut this off a second here and try to drag. The one nice thing about these grinders is you can reverse your direction and you can keep it in control better when you're grinding something, okay? Now, I could use this in the ears here, but it tends to want to jump around. And I'll show you. I'll do a little bit. This is a bull-nosed one. And or you can use a circular, like a ball type. But I'm going to go back to what I use most of the time. And I'm going to use the pear. Because I find that the ruby pear is a lot more forgiving. And that's what I'm trying to do for you here. So in this inner circle, I want to get a dimple in there, like so. And I don't want to lose the line. Let me heavy that up a little bit. So you can see what I'm going for. I'm keeping this line here. You have an outer one, you have an outer circle, and you have an inner one. So I'm trying to go in at the top here and stay within my boundary of my ear. And as I come down, I'm going to come up this way, shallow. So you're deep back here, like so. And then by the time you get to the end of the C here, you're sort of flush with the surface again, okay? And we'll do that on the other side. Let's do both sides here. We'll start at the top. Stay within my markings, and I'm deeper up top here, going back, and then I'm shallow as I come out. And you don't have to go that deep. I'm talking about, let's see, I'm a little deeper on this side and this side. I'm talking about maybe 1/8 of an inch in, if that, okay? And then you come up and you get shallow this way and get shallow this way. Okay, so that, the ears are almost out. We're going to do more on the ears to really shape them up, and I'll show you how to do that. But right now, what I want to try to do is get the arms out and the feet and this here section. We're going to start shaping a lot of this. Now, this bit is just too big and bulky. It's great for this, and it's great for rounding stuff, which we will use a lot of. And I'll also show you with the hogging bit too. But the problem with the hogging bit, if you're not familiar with it, you can take a lot off faster than you want, okay? Now, for those who have the ruby flame, I would use that. Or if you have the diamond flame, or even for those who had gotten things before, this was the bullet-shaped diamond. I cannot get them anymore, so definitely want to go with the ruby flame. And what we're going to do is we're going to outline this upper leg here, okay? And I'm going to show you this. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to the outside of the line. That line is still there. No, it doesn't seem it. Look at it, snugged right up to it. So I'm going to undercut that line by getting my point and my bit, just so I'm working on the outside of it. Okay? And I want to hug the line if I can. And I want to go in maybe about 1/8 of an inch deep around here. And I'll do so much so that you can see it. Now, let me see. Yeah, my lights in here seemed a little duller. I hope me tapping it. I have fluorescent lights in my studio here. And now, we have this foot coming across here, and I want to lower that as well. So you got that line coming across, which is this line right there, okay? So we're outlining all of this with this bit, and we're going down, let's say about 1/8 of an inch in depth, and I'm keeping the pencil line, believe it or not, and it gets shallow as I come up here, okay, but it gets deep right in here, Now, let me just come back. I'm going to throw a pencil line down in here so you could see the valley where I'm at down in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my point and adjust the point in here to lift this arm coming down, and I'm going to come right on the line the pencil line in this case. But I'm just using the tip, and I'm not going crazy on this. I'm not going like I'm going real deep like here. I'm coming in here, I'm just getting the tip in, just to lift it, just a little bit, but I'm following the pencil line. Okay, take your time, guide it, so it's coming across, like so. And as long as you get the tip in there, I don't want you going like real wide. See, over here, our pencil line, let me just show you here. Our pencil line here before is still there, okay? It's this right here on top. We kept all that, and this came over straight. And now we're coming in here, and we're going right on the pencil line. Here we're on the outside. This side, we want to keep a lot of it, but we're just getting the point in there, like so, okay? And over here, I'm going to clean this up a little bit more and take this down right across here. That's that flat. Let's see this right in here? I'm trying to clean that up, going straight across. So, in essence, I'm coming in here, and it's like a squared up section, believe it or not, for the moment. So I have that outline in there, and then I'm going to go for the other outline. I got shallow up in here, but don't worry about that because we got to round this too. And then in here, I'm going to use the flame again right on the line, and I'm going to come around here, and I'm going to undercut this pretty good. So I'll show you how I do that. So I'm going to come up here. We have this paw over here. This goes over. Let me get the pencil. I'm going to do this. It comes from here over. So this would be about 1/8 of an inch this way. And then it comes down and around. And I'm going to do this. I'm heaving this up a little bit so maybe you can see it a little bit better. Hopefully. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get this tip without touching that. And getting that point right in there. And I'm going down about 1/8 of an inch again. So this came straight across, and then this is up a little higher. You don't want to lose too much of it there. You want to go straight across, 1/8 of an inch down. I'm going to come around 1/8 of an inch all the way on the outside of this one. I'm almost burning my way through. That's because my bit's getting older. Brand new bits, you don't get that effect. But that's not a problem. They still cut and work fine. Now, I'm going to come around into this valley. I'm going to go shallow here, get my point in there, and then I'm going deep this way. Okay? And then I'm going to go this way. You get that little V in there. Not V, but a Y. And what I mean by that is this here. This comes around and drops in. And you want to get your point up here. This gets shallow up here. Then comes back and over. And I have to maintain this arm here, okay? So I'm just trying to get the point in here so I don't lose the thickness of this arm. Now, I have this in here, like so. Now, one thing that will help get a lot of this material out real fast, and I'm going to revert back to, let me get my hogging bit here. Now this is the barrel shaped one, which I recommend, and I'll put that in. And you got to be careful with this because it wants to take a lot of material out. So what I want to do is I'm going to come all along here. This comes over this way and then down and around. Now all this material out here has to go down because you want to get the leg to pop out. So I'm going to come in here. I'm using the barrel shaped one, and I'm going right up to where I made my cut in there. And I want to be careful, take my time. I can't get into this pawl, so, but I'm going to get close. I'm going to take this down. Oh, it's better than it. Better than 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to put the pencil line in there again, just so you see where I'm going here. And then I'm going to try to just flatten this out straight. Okay, I'm coming around here. And I'm coming around here. Coming up here. And all of a sudden, this leg starts popping out. Okay? So I'm actually taking everything straight down. That's why I'm using the barrel. And it's going down a good 1/8 of an inch. And I'm taking the material off all around this. Now to show you, I'm going to get my pencil line down at the bottom here. And I hope you can see, here's the top up here. This is about 1/8 of an inch drop, okay? Now, just to help us out a little bit, this has to roll towards the center. But the center is going to have a flat spot to it. I'm going to bring this one in. This is rolling from here all the way up to the center. So we do it this way. Now that I got this flat in here, like this, I'm going to come in and put a 45-degree chamfer right on that edge that I created. Okay. I'm going to clean that edge right here. And I'm rolling this around to the center on it. It gets rid of the saw marks. At the same time, the leg starts popping out. So I'm going to come in here. And this is just to get rid of the lot of the wood that's in here to get some shape. Okay. So I'm just taking this and rolling it around. I'm going to almost take this up to the ear, almost shy of the ear, and try to roll this into the center here. So I'm rounding this, but I can't get too far into here yet. So I'll do this like so. And you can start seeing this rolling up and around. And go gentle with this. Don't be aggressive. Take your time with it. And I want to see a nice roll up to the center. Okay? And even when I was saying up in here, you could use a bit like this to clean that out too. It's hard to get it into here. I have a bullnose one on that one, but I'd prefer you to use the pear, okay? So you can now see this. If I try to make it look more on, this down here is 1/8 of an inch drop, then it comes up. Now, to shape all this, I'm going to get, let's see, I'm going to give you a little shape of this, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll from down here, and this edge that's on top here that we never touched the pencil outline, I'm going to roll this over so this softens out all the way around here, and I'm going to do that with the pear. So let me show you that, and we'll go to the outside edge on that. So here's what I do. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to roll that gently around down to where that pencil line was in that groove down there. We'll refine this a little bit more each time, but we're sort of rolling this up over to the top of the, where the marking was on top, at least for this area right in here. So we're getting this rounded over. And for down here, because it's a hogging bit, you can smooth this out because it's a lot gentler. And if there's any digs in there, you can get it out with the pear. The pear's a lot more forgiving. Now I'm going to come in here, move this out, come right up into here. But I can't get all the way up there. I could get in here somewhat. I'm going to have to do the rest with a fling. Now, I'm showing you how I approach this, but I'm trying to get a rounded edge on this so that the back leg here sticks out, okay? And I'm trying to bring that around and get that going. Now, let's see. There's a little bit of a touch right here I want to get. Smooth that out. Okay. So, let me come back. By putting the pencil mark down at the bottom here, you could start seeing, I hope anyway, through the camera here, that I have a rise and fall in here. Now, I still have like an edge here, and I'm trying to get this rolling over. If you look at the finished piece, it's rounded over, okay? And that's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get this to have this roll around here and not have a wall. This is still an edge here. So I'm going to have to soften that a little bit more with the pear. But you just take your time. You're not taking a lot off. See, I'm coming in gently here. And I don't want to take anything off on the top. I sort of want to blend it to the top on a nice roll up to it and then blend it away. Okay? And I'm doing it over here and over here. And I'm getting this portion right in here. Okay? We may come in with some sanding devices to smooth this out later. But at least you can see we got like that leg, that hind leg out, okay? Now, I'm going to go internally here, and we have this leg here coming down, comes around and down, and then shoots out. And then we got this other leg, which comes over here, which is this one. And that's these guys right here. We're trying to do this. We're going to roll up, and this side's going to roll in. So it goes this way, and it goes this way. And we're going to try to open this up so that this pops out a little bit more. So I'm going to change my bit and do it with a flame at this point, because we're into a real tight area. For those who have a diamond, what's the name, bullet, or I say the ruby flame is the ideal one, but diamond ones will do it too. Now I'm going to come in here, and this leg comes down, over, and around here. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to go down in that valley and roll out. I'm going to come in here, okay? I'm rolling out from in that valley that I created. Up to the middle of this leg, okay? Then I'm going to come on this side, and we had that pencil line, remember, down in the valley there, coming down and around. I'm going to go down in there and round that up from the pencil line up. And it's not a lot. I'm just taking it real soft. And let the bit do the work. Okay. So you could see this rolling across. Has a high point up here, and it rolls down that way, and it rolls down this way. And this starts popping out now. Okay. It should come together fairly quick, but it's not happening right away. Now I'm losing this little line right here, so I'm coming back right off of here with my ruby flame and just indenting a little bit there to give it a little bit of shape. And I'll roll this up this way. Okay. Now I'm going to come in here, because this goes straight across and down. I'm going to come in here and try to get my flame in there, because the flame is the only thing that's going to fit in there. Like so. And this came across right here. So this is straight across. This is straight across here, button up to each other. But once, let me explain this to you too. This foot comes down here, stops here, and then it goes up, over, and around. This foot is coming up and over, comes down here, and then back over, has like a little haunch in there, and then down, okay? So that's what we're trying to do. Now, we sort of have this rolling towards the middle, okay? And we start to get this up. It still needs a little more work, because we rolled it from about here to here, and I could see there's like edges here and edges here. We'll get that, you know. I just want to get this thing started, and then we'll finalize some of this. Now, as I said before, I'm going to bring in my finished one here, and what we measured before was from the center line. Let me draw the center line, and the center line is the key. Everything works off of this center line. Okay. But for the head, the center line, if you come out 1/8 of an inch on that side, 1/8 of an inch from the center out on this side, that's the width of the nose, okay? Then I said to you that what we want to do, and we're going to lose some of the eye here, so before we do that, I'm going to, if you look at the top of this one, they're flaring out. Let's see, here it is here. You can see it here. Here's the nose, then this comes back and it flares out and it gets fatter, like a little bit of an S curve in there, a little bit of an S curve there. So we're going to come off right here, just off the nose, okay, about 1/16. And then we're going to come up, and I think I had a distance here I had given you before, but I'll give it to you again. From the end up to here, it is about, I'm going to say 5/8. Let me just check that again just to make sure. Yeah, I'm going to play it a little safe here. I'm going to go from here, 5/8 is there, and I'll put 5/8 over here. Now, this is going to come off of here like this. It's going to go off on an angle, and then it's going to spin over like that. It does a little bit of almost an S, like a flat S this way, and I'm going to do the same thing over in here. I'll take this and then swing this up over here. I'm trying to make them the same. That's one thing you're going to have to try to do, because we're doing everything and trying to make it symmetrical. Now, so we don't lose the location of the eyes, and we said we know where we want to be on those. The eyes are a 5mm eye, and I have a ball. I think it's almost 5mm. It's close. It's probably about 4. It's a ruby ball, and what I do is I get the ball, and it acts like a burnisher more than anything else. A lot of the grit has come off on it, but what I'm going to do is the eye, where it's located. Remember, we located that on the last go around on the other video. I'm going to come in and burn this in just slightly beyond the edge here, going inward. So I'm going to start out here and go directly in the same direction. Remember, we had this eye perpendicular to this side so that they both match. I'm going to come right in here, and I get a dot in there to say that, okay, I'm on target. Now I'm going to just lean in, going in that direction. I want to get the ball, which is probably a 4 diameter ball, into that eye socket, okay? So if I stuck that in, it's in there, okay? That's fine by me. I'll do the same thing on the other side so that we have that done on this side too. Put a little dot to say we're centered. And if you're centered, then you can lean in, going in the direction of the other eye, because we have that little pencil mark right across here. And you can see I smoke away here, but that's what I use this bit for. Just getting it right in there so I know where it's at. Okay, it burns its way in basically. So now we got the eyes where I want them, okay? The nose we'll do a little bit. We'll drag it down to here a little bit too, beyond. And I'm going to just undercut that just a little bit, and I'll show you. Not that much. Okay, let me get this collet in here. I'm going to get my flame in here. And these work this way. The nice part about these hand pieces are they're locked in place right now. Now you can turn it towards yourself and you could take any bit out. If you even want to take the collet out and go to 1/8 inch, if you want to go to 3/32, which are the other bits, they go right in, okay? And if you want to stick it out further, you can lock it in that place. You want to bring it in a little bit more, you could lock it in that place, okay? So that's how it works. So you click away, it locks. To release it, you come towards yourself, and you're holding back here. These are really nice, and they're doing 45,000 RPMs, okay? So here we go. Where I got this 1/8 of an inch out, I'm going to the outside edge. Let me do it upside down here. I'm just going to undercut just a little bit on either side, just to get an outline. And I'm keeping the line, okay? So let me show you again. The 1/8 of an inch is right here, and the 1/8 of an inch is right there, okay? Now, I want to narrow this head in, okay? So I'm going to get the hogging bit in again, and I'm going to take material out. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to take everything down. I'm going to try to miss this, taper all of this, like from about, let's see. Let me do it this way. Yeah, let me show you something else too. See how I tapered this out like this? I'm going to come down here and I'm going to taper that. Let me just look how I did mine under here. I'm going to taper this back like so. Okay, if I have to give you, I'm coming from that corner of the, and what I want to do is take this material out all in here, okay? And I don't want to hit the leg, both the front and the back, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do it, nice and gentle like. So I'm going to do that with a hogging bit, but I'm going to go easy. So I'm going to go back to that one. Okay, this is the 3/32 one, so I could slide that right in. Now, I'm going to be gentle with this. I'm looking at my lines here. I got to stay within this line of action here and the line of action here. So let me just start from the top down. I'm going to come in, and I don't want to bang into this hand or leg. So I'm bringing that in. At the same time, I'm watching my nose. And I'm getting down to that line. And I'm coming over here. Yeah, I'm coming up close to that line. I don't want to hit the leg. I'm going to slope this back. See, I'm pulling that in. I'm trying to keep up to that line and up to that line. And I'm going to go right past the eye here now without touching this leg here or the ear. I'm going to stop short of it. So I'm bringing this up so that all along this line, right on up to the eye, I've got that slope. And I don't want to touch the nose. Okay. Let me stop, mark this again so you can see this. Just like I did on this side, it's still there. This is sloping back this way. Okay. And this I marked was coming up like this. And this is coming up like this. So I don't want to hit the ears. And what I'm going to do is I took off all the material from here, sloping up to the nose. Or, yeah, I was going to say beak. I'm so used to doing birds. So all this is sloping up that way. So I'm going to come in again a little bit more because I need to get this. It's popping out right here. So I'm going to be gentle with it because it's a hogging bit. I'm going to go easy with it. But these work out real nice. They're the blue ones, and they cut. They're a lot more forgiving. Okay, they're not. The red one is more aggressive. Okay. So there we are. Now, I'm trying to stay off the ears, off the legs, and I got that on that side. So let me just show you again. All this now comes around up and over. So from the nose, this thing is swinging around and this is pulling in. Now I'm going to cheat a little. I didn't lift this yet, but what I'm going to do, just to give you some shape on this side, I'll do it out here without getting to the leg, okay? I'm sort of jumping around here a little bit. But let me just show you. I'm going to cheat. Here's my boundary, and here's my boundary down here on the underneath side, right through here. Okay, I'm trying to mimic what I have on top. And what I'm doing is I'm taking this all down, still keeping the line and getting that slope between the two. Now I can't get over onto the feet yet because I haven't done that side, but I'm skirting around it. Should have done both sides, but I would suggest for you to do both sides, okay? But you see how this is pulling in now? That's what I'm trying to do. In fact, let me do it right. Let me take the time out. You can start to see this leg shaping, this head's narrowing in. I'm going to come over here and I'll do some work on this side, just like I did the other side. I said I wasn't going to do that, but I will show you how to do both sides, okay? Now, on this leg here, from here out, it's 1/8 of an inch, and then this comes up, it turns here, and then it comes up here and it goes shallow. We're going to undercut that off the line. In here, we're going to be on the line coming down. So let me show you that. We start on the outside. We go to the bottom, which is really going to be squaring it off. We're going down about 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Well, we'll start with something like about a 1/16. But then we'll get to 1/8 later. You don't have to get that right away. So don't go crazy on that. So here I am. I'm doing it with a pencil so that you can see some of the depth I'm getting in there already. Now, I'm going to come out here off the line, because I'm keeping the pencil line, okay? And I said I wanted it down about 1/8 of an inch, and it gets shallow as it comes up here, right up and right there, okay? So, we got this squared up, we got this in here. Now, if I get the pencil line in, we actually keep the pencil line. The pencil line comes right up here and right up here, and then it turns and it goes up here. Then you have another one. This is the inner line. Now, all of this I'm going to try to take down. Did I do that? No, I haven't done that on the other side either. So let me just stay within size. Okay. Now, on this leg, the foot does this. It comes up, it hits this leg, which is the upper leg, and it comes down. This comes back about almost 1/8 of an inch, and then comes straight down, and then turn. And on this, we want to do the outside edge. So I'm going to start on this circle. Here's that circle we made. I'm going to start right here. Get the bit really in there. And just, you're not going to get 1/8 of an inch on the first shot. Don't worry about that. And then it turns. And it comes up. Okay. And then you can come back and do it again until you get down 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Now we have almost 1/8 of an inch drop. It goes from here all the way down in that valley, and it comes up here. So to alleviate time and expedite it, I'm going to use the hogging bit, okay? But you got to be really gentle with this, okay? I'm going to show you. We're going to come in here, and I'm going to take this down to my pencil line in that valley. So I'm going to come up to here. I can't get all the rest of it, but I can get some of this back here. I'm coming in here like this. I'm coming around here like this. And all of a sudden, that bottom leg is starting to shape, rise up, okay? And then I'll blend the rest of this material down, okay? Now, just so you can see it, it's not perfect, but here's that line. It's at the bottom of this, and it comes up like this, and here's that leg coming up, and all this is excess material. So I'm going to try to come up. I can't get up in here because this area is lower and this turn up here is higher. At least it's supposed to be. So I'm only going to have to be able to come up so far. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to be gentle, bring that in, and stop right there. And I'm going to come around here. Can't take too much out. Okay. And now, we're not quite there yet, but here's what we have. I have this coming around. Here's our pencil line up here, okay? And I don't know if it's very visible on the camera here. You have almost 1/8 of an inch in there, just like it is here. See how this is rolling around now? That's what we're going to do over here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the pear now. Okay, we go back to the pear, which is this guy. This is a lot more forgiving. You can't do everything with a hogging bit, trust me. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to try to get down in that valley just a little bit. And roll that smooth, because this will smooth it out. And come all the way around. And stop short. You can't get up in here yet. Now I'm rolling that up so I can get that rolling over the top slightly. The very light touch right now. I'm not trying to make this perfect. Okay? So it sort of softens that roll or that corner right in there. Okay. Now, let me get the center line in here. Here's the center line. Right here. Now, we rolled a lot of this in the back up. So this edge right here is so squared up all the way down to here, we're going to have to roll it, okay? Like we did here. And I'm going to go back to the hogging bit. This is a tungsten carbide bit is what it really is. And I'm going to hit this edge without hitting the ear. I'm going to come up close here and put this on the 45-degree chamfer right on that edge. Put like a 45-degree edge right on down. I don't want to bang into the leg, so you want to stay shy of that. And I'm coming. Here's our pencil line for our leg coming around. I don't want to hit that. So I'm going to get real close, rolling that out from that pencil line, up and around. Up and around, up and around, up and around. Here we go. Now I'm going to come up to the back here. And we have, take it right up to the ear, but not the ear. You don't want to hit that. And I will roll across the center line here, just to blend things off. And you can see that roll over I'm getting now, okay? Now let me check myself here. Yeah, I gotta take more out in here to match the other side. If I'm looking down the center, and I'm trying to make it look the same, okay? Let's see how we're doing here. One way of doing this, as we go, I can see the center line, so I'm going to try to draw it in as best I can through here and here and all the way down to here. Okay, here's your center line. Now, when I look from side to side, I want to see everything the same, okay? And what I'm seeing is this is a little higher right in here than it is. It isn't matching. Now, if I put this in and this in, you want to get you can look down in there, and this is still too high right here. So I'm going to gently do this because I don't want to lose too much shape in this. It's not much to these, okay? It's not like a bird. These are little guys, and they come together pretty fast. And you can't take too much out, but you want to make sure you're checking yourself out. Now, I'm only going to do so much on this because I don't want to get this going crazy. So we now have this leg out, this leg out. We brought in the face a little bit more, and I can actually drag that in a little bit better now that I got this sort of out. Okay, it's starting to take shape a little bit more. Now, the last thing I want to do in this video is, while we're down in the tail here, the tail is a squared up item. So I'm going to get the hogging bit while we're here, and I'm going to gently put a chamfer, it's like a 45-degree angle, on that corner. And I'll do it on the other corner, just like this. Okay? Just like that. Then you have this corner. You got 4 corners here, the 4 edges. So you come in here, and I do this edge. And let me just highlight this in case you can't see it. It's this edge right here. I go in on a 45-degree angle to that, very lightly now. I'm not leaning. Now I've got more faces, little edges. So what I'm going to do is gently roll these around. Just roll them around. Right on up to the center line and around. Don't lean hard. You're not taking material off per se. You're sort of just rolling it. And your tail's almost done. See that? So now we'll finish the tail up some more, but what I want you to do is at least accomplish this much, okay? We took, and you can see the angle here at the top. This here, I should say. It comes out over here. Don't worry about the step in for the eye yet. Maybe that's misleading. This is the S I'm talking about, the flat S that's coming around. It comes just off the nose. It comes out here and flares out. And when you're hogging and reducing this material, which I said, you have an angle here and an angle here like this coming down. You want them both be the same, and the same way on the underneath side. This is angling this way, and this is angling this way. They're not perfect at all, but you start coming in with the hogging bit and you slice this off without hitting this leg right here. Okay, you got to be real careful and real slow. If you're not comfortable with the hogging bit, use the pear for sure and bring it in slowly. And we'll eventually come back, and I'm going to do this next video. I'm going to do it on this side, finish this up, and then we'll start working on the ears, and we'll get more structure to the face. This is squared up, and if you look at this guy here, you can see this is rounded over, but we also have to account for the eyes coming in there and getting them just right, and they taper in even a little bit more. So this isn't the end all, but I try to take you in gradually so that you stay in control. But eventually what we're going to do is, this is pretty close here. We have this out, this leg's out, this leg's almost there. You could see this rounded over. We got to come in here and round this a little bit and round all of this so it comes inward, not as a ball, but just here. I'll show you. Do a little bit more just to get where we need to be, at least on one side. I'm going to come in with the flame. And what we do here is I'm rolling from that edge to the center of this leg and rolling it from here to the center. So this has a rollover. So I'm going to come in here. Now this needs to be cleaned up in here because I never came back and cleaned this. So I don't want to get into the ear yet. Okay, so I'm undercutting and cleaning out along this edge for that leg. And coming through here, and pull this in a little bit more. Now I'm going to clean this out right here. I'm going to clean this out just with the tip. Okay, that's all you can get in there. Then you have this one coming down. It's just the tip. There's the tip. And this leg wants to swing from here right on up to here, like that. So all of this is pretty much out. Now, if you see some edges, you can come in gently and roll them towards the center. Okay? That is the way we want to get it. Okay? And if we have some flats in there still, we can do that with some sanding, or we can round it. Now, when we get done, we want to look at both sides and say, hey, they balance each other. They're not looking different. The one side to the other side should be the same, okay? And I'm just checking myself out. I noticed that maybe I'm not right on. I see where this came around here, okay? When I go to this side, I'm seeing if I took this and I do perpendicular right across this center line to this side, it's telling me that this is too low. See, so as much as I think I drew everything right, this circle should have came higher. Okay, let's see if I'm, yeah, and in a little bit more. So I'm going to come back and adjust this. I'm going to come up here, and then let this leg come out this way. And this circle comes down. Okay, and these are adjustments we'll have to make this side and this side look the same. I don't think I'm still there yet. Let's see, that works there, but when I look at it this way, this comes across, this should be higher too. So these are things we're going to have to balance out when we come back in, but I'm looking at where this falls to this, it should be similar. So what I could do is just come in here. Let's see if I look at this. I'm going to come in here. And then undercut right along where I think it should be. Not taking too much out, just giving a little lift there. Then I'll plane some of that out. That's starting to look the same as this side now. And that's things you got to check yourself out. So look from one side to the other. How this looks like when you're looking at it, like when this turns this side and you flip it to the other side, this height and this height should be the same from the tail up and from the tail up, okay? And check yourself out on that, because, and then you also have this 1/4 of an inch in there, I was saying, on both sides. So you want to make sure you got from the outside edge to the 1/4 of an inch. And you can adjust these. I mean, we still have material that we could go. You're not hogging a lot out on this, okay? Where we are going to hog out is internally here. See, this opens up inside here, and we'll do that. But this outside it comes fast. It really comes fast. So if you can accomplish the tail, getting that out, getting at least this leg out, like I showed you, with the flame, and then the pear, and then the hogging bit takes it, and then it rolls all of this. You can't get up to the head yet because we didn't attack that. So you're getting somewhat of a round over here. And you can see we undercut along this line here on the outside and over, and then we get the point in here. That's the key. You can't dig in. You're only getting the point in, and the point comes this way and this way. And once we start shaping this, and just remember, this upper leg comes down a little bit more than the back leg. The back leg goes up a little higher. So they're not the same level. This is down here, and then this has to be up. And you have to make sure that you at least have 1/8 of an inch in here, or pretty close to it, and bring that together. I'm going to try to work this side, or maybe I should hold off, and I'll show you how to do it, so that we'll finish this side on the next video, and then I'm going to show you how we reduce some of the material in here. You get the tail down like we did. If you can get the one side pretty good, and then get the flavor of how we're trying to do it on this side, you could attempt it, but I'll show you how to do it. And then, like I said, you want to look at where this point is in relationship to this point and see if they look like they're straight across from each other. And you may have to make an adjustment, if I didn't go high enough or something like that. So keep that in mind. I'm looking like I may extend this circle just a little bit higher, and that should shape the mouse a little bit better so that it looks the same on both sides. Just remember, whatever we're doing on one side, we're doing to the other, and you want to keep that in mind. And on this underneath side, this angle is like I said, it was about 5/8 from this edge up on that outside edge. And you could put that mark there and then bring it back in, but it's about a 30-second off of the nose here, and 30-second, and you do the same thing. And this tapers in. And then you're sort of trying to mimic that a little bit, just here. It's not the whole thing. Okay, and that's just to bring this in, to get a taper. But we got a lot more to shape up. This all the squareness is going to go on the next video, and the head starts popping out, okay, and really looking good. But I like what it's looking here. You can see the rollover I'm getting in here to have some dimension. I'm sort of getting a rollover here. I need to soften this just a little bit more, but not much. And so you could start seeing everything's projecting out. We lowered the material around this, so, and you don't want to go crazy on it, do it nice and easy. And it comes fast. So watch how fast you're taking the material out. So I hope you got something out of this video, and I'm going to leave these two right here so you could see them and what we're trying to shape out of there. And it's just slightly bringing those legs out. You know, they're probably about 1/8 of an inch deep down here. They're not quite that up here. They're just slightly shy of 1/8 of an inch on the upper foot, but it gives the impression that it's there. And that's what we want to try to do. So hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you on the next video. And if you could subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up on this, and also reference me to your friends, I'd appreciate that greatly. And anybody needs a catalog, definitely in the body of my description is my email address. And if you want to try this or anything else I have that's out there as far as kits, get right to me and I will get a catalog out to you, and then we can do business and see what we can do for you, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this one, and see you on the next one. Bye.